Today we talk about, hey, okay, you asked for it, let's get it, ranking the Off-White collection. So I don't have every single one as far as every colorway, but I do have one at least of each colorway. So let's go through that 10. Ranking least favorite to most favorite, I think number 10's got to be the Hyperdunk. You can already see it's starting to yeller. It's going to become eventually yellow all the way up here and down here, with this being pretty much all white, but it is what it is. It's got the React foam. It's got the components of the Nike Sock Dart, like you can see here, which is kind of cool, I guess. But clearly this was more of like a performance model used to flex on NBA courts, so that folks like PJ Tucker could bring some more awareness to the brand back when these first released. And this was the only colorway that released. I wish they had released basically a reverse of this towards the end, kind of what they did with the whole black base, white swoosh, white laces thing. I think that would have looked dope on here, but it is what it is. So number 10, the Hyperdunk. Let's see, number 9 is gonna have to go to the Zoomfly SPs in the Tulip Pink. So the blacks are also nice, but I had to go with the Tulip Pinks because it was something wild compared to like everything else I got in here. So with these, not super comfortable. I have to go half size up and still not very comfortable. Kind of a weird feel to it. The clearish look to them, meh, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? You got the foam writing. I do like the kind of solar infrared pink boppage on the side. Dope little shoelaces as well, but you know, what are you gonna do? Still gonna rank it number 9. Then as an honorable mention, this was not a part of the original 10, but this was released around the World Cup last year, along with a cleat of a similar style and a darker colorway to this, but this one really bops as far as orange goes. You just have to do it. Plus, this gradient is life right here. Oh my God. The spots, not commemorating, they signifying the areas where soccer players would hit the soccer ball with their cleats. So this was not a part of the official collection, but you know, what you gonna do? So honorable mention, we'll leave it there, even though it's not part of the original 10 that released. Now, next, I'm gonna have to go with the Vapor Max on this one. This being the 2.0 version, so to speak. The 1.0 I think is even uglier than this, as far as like an all black with just a white swoosh. Not a huge fan of that. More a fan of this because it's got the blue laces, which are, plus you get the clear Vapor Max sole, which provides a lot more contrast, a lot more character to the shoe in my opinion. Plus this nice sheen to the swoosh. Love that. That's where it's at. So that is going to be number 10, 9, 8 technically. So as you know what, just to not confuse yourselves, I'm going to put this back. So what do we got? 10, 9, 8. So number 7 is actually going to go to the Air Max 97. So this came out in several colorways. I think the best colorway of this was the Serena colorway. That ish is so dope. This was the original of the 10 that released. When it first released, it looked superbly pretty because it was all white, kind of like this shade here with the mesh, but you kind of lose that over time. It yellowed a little bit. It's going to probably continue to yellow, so it's not going to look as nice to me. It'll probably hold some character to it, but it is what it is. You know, you get that nice pop of orange there, right there. I love this little minty stitching to the tab there. The shoelaces with the green tip, A1, boom, boom. But yeah, just kind of off-whiting, am I right? So I really think Nike could really have a lot of money to grab if they just put out a GR version of this with the big swoosh. I really don't like, here, follow me actually. Over here with my Air Max, this being a GR OG 97. I don't like 97s in general because they got the mini swoosh right stab in the middle on the sides, along with these very accented wavy lines. Not a huge fan of that. Just never really found it all that attractive. That's just me personally. What I liked, what Virgil did, is he took away that heavy contrast with the waves, put a big old swoosh on it. I think if Nike did this on a bunch of monochromatic colors, monochromatic colorways with the big swoosh, getting rid of all the other off-whitiness, these could be a big seller for them. Let me tell you. But it is what it is. Let's have these at number 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, so next we go to number 5. You know what? It's tough, but I'm gonna have to go with the Volt Air Force Ones. Now these came out in a bunch of different colors. The blacks are obviously nice, but the thing is, the blacks look so similar to this Air Max 90 that I was just like, this is definitely the way to go as far as collecting one of that 10. So the Volt is nice, goes great with black pants. I gotta wear this more often actually. Maybe we'll wear it today. I don't know. Love the logo, the little suede patch there. A lot of people recommend the black laces, which also would work fantastic. But for me, I have to stick with the Volt. Very comfortable, half size down for sure. But since we're ranking them, it is gorgeous, but it's gotta be number 5. So now we're at, actually 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Sorry, that's number 6. So number 5 is gonna go to, you know what, I gotta throw in the other honorable mention here. This being an inline off-white shoe that's made within the brand, not with Nike. The minute I saw these tabs, I was like, I have to have the shoe. I love the off-white logo underneath. It's like very 60s, 70s vibes to them. High tops, I'm a sucker for high tops, even though this is technically the low top. This, like the high top of this has like a sock liner that goes like all the way up here. Kind of interesting. Keep my zip ties on all my high tops. So I kept them on the Hyperdunks. None of these other models so far. I've had to keep it on these. See the sample quotation on the inside. It's similar to what you see with the rest of these off-whites. This being the off-court B-ball low 3.0, I believe. Boom, you see that nice chunky aggressive sole. This is super dope, and you know, some nice quality leather laces there. Actually wore these on an Instagram picture that Virgil liked. Just saying, you know, kind of a big deal. Psych. Okay, so that's honorable mention at the next spot, but I digress. Let's get back to the main 10 here. So number 5 is going to go, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5 is gonna go to, you know what? I'm calling an audible. I actually am gonna put the Converse, the original Converse clears at the number 6 spot and move, you know what? 10, 9, 8, 7. It's actually gonna go into the 7 spot. I think these are way nicer than these, but I had to get these as part of the 10. They didn't release with the original 10 for whatever reason. And thank you, shout out to all you people that helped me legit check these. So I was worried when I made my fastest growing video to date that these were fake when Goat sent them to me, because the patch doesn't overlap with the font here. Come to find out that a lot of people said that their pairs that were above a size 9 all didn't intersect. So thank you, regular people, for telling me that, as opposed to Goat. I don't know why it was so hard for you guys to just say that, as opposed to they're not fake, sorry for the inconvenience. Like, that's not good enough. So with that said, I still don't have my green lace tip shoelaces, because apparently these are accessories and they don't guarantee accessories. Okay, some of the reasons I bought some of these shoes is purely for the shoelaces, aka accessories, so I don't think that's going to fly, but you know, you do you. And they are supposed to say right on the left foot and left on the right foot, so don't be tripped up by that either. But amongst the 2 Converse All-Stars that released for the Off-White collection, this to me was the super duper one. Okay, so we're gonna put that at number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Now we're into the top 4 here. So I'm gonna go with, you know what? It's got to be the Air Max 90s. And at first I wasn't feeling them, but then eventually I went for it. So I had to get all 3 colorways. The black, the last of the 10 to release, in the fashion that Virgil idealizes, which is a black base with a white swoosh and white laces. So I had to get it for that reason. Plus it just looks super dope, right? But along those same lines, the minute I saw the Desert Ores release, because I was going back and forth between them, the minute I saw these mango laces, I was like, it's over. I gotta get these. I had to. And you see, obviously, the shade of orange is much different compared to like the other shades of orange you're seeing with the other off-white shoelaces, but this just really pops. I had to, man. I had to. This is just so gorgeous. So this, and then after I did both of those, I regrettably was so angry at myself for not pulling the trigger like I did with some of these on initial release for the OGs, because these blow both of those out of the water. You get so many more layers to these. You get the black contrast taping here and here, which you don't get on those. Lovely different use of materials and suedes and leathers, just absolutely gorgeous. And red stitching here as opposed to the orange on those. Made a whole dedicated video comparing all 3, so please check that out. But Whoops. The other cool thing about these is you get the clear on the midsole that shows the encasing, plus it exposes this Phylon writing there, which you don't get with the other pairs. So for all those reasons, I had to do it. Plus, it just looks so clean with just the white laces in. But being off-white, I had to put in a pair of oranges laces for them to kind of bop match. So yeah, I mean, these are definitely the best of the three. Super angry with myself for not pulling the trigger on the initial release like I should have. So it is what it is. But regardless, sadly, I have to put it at number 5. So now we are at the top 3. Now, as far as the third of these go, listen, man, both of these and even the OG Blazers. The OG Blazers are nice, but these are nicer, I'm telling you. These part of the Spooky Pack. So you have the All Hallows Eve and the Grim Reapers. The All Hallows Eve, by some estimations, the sneaker of the year last year. I have a hard time debating that because these just look so fire. You have these beautiful orange laces, which I had to borrow from the UNC ones because the first leaked image I ever saw of these, that was like, oh my God, had the orange laces in it. So I had to do that. This shade of orange is just next level. I've never seen anything like this, especially with this combination of the background of canvas, as they call it. So everything about this is incredible. I'm a sucker for high tops, even though this is a mid cup, what you gonna do? And yeah, just a perfect fall shoe. I think I wore this like majority of the days during OVO. So hey, with that said, I just had a hard time passing on the Grim Reaper just because, bro, this is gonna be much more wearable year round. And just the incredibleness of being able to pull off a black midsole, which is very hard to do. A lot of shoes, I remember growing up, I would just go for like a pure black look just because it would last you longer than like an all white shoe. But the fact of the matter is all white shoes simply look better. It is what it is. Now, you can notice even with a shoe that has a majority black, like say Jordan 1, without the white midsole, it's just not the same shoe, even though it's gonna get dirty quicker. Now, with that said, Virgil's genius is somehow being able to make this such a cool sneaker with such a black theme to it. So this is going to be super wearable year round, especially in the winter. The white oversized swoosh is era thing, super comfy. I definitely leave my hang tags on all these. So with that said, of the two, I still think this wins out, but can't go wrong with either. And the OGs are pretty nice too, I can't even lie. So what are we at? That's number 3. Those of the top 3, that's number 3. Coming in at number 2, honestly, I don't know if I can give you a number 2. It's got to be like a 1A, 1B situation. So at 1B, you got the Prestos, the OG Prestos. These by far beat out the all white and all blacks, in my opinion, although those are also great. One of the most comfortable shoes in my collection, by far. The shoelace is much higher quality than the Jordan 1 shoelaces. And you can clearly see, and I did compare these in a previous video in the past, so just trust me on that. But with that said, yeah, just everything about this. Get the strip! Super comfy sole, ages very well, especially with that off-whitiness to the midsole as opposed to pure white. Love that move by Virgil. The oversized tongue, just pure comfort, man, and it looks great with almost anything. So we're gonna have to put that at 1B, only because when we look back on the off-white line in a decade or two, the model, the flagship model that we all will remember is gonna be these bad boys. Now, with that said, clearly I show in my actions that this won out because I have all the other colorways. You got the whites, which were supposed to be the original colorway actually, and the story goes that Virgil saw someone wearing a generic pair of white Dunks in an airport and just was like, no, it can't look the same. So then he goes to Nike and asks for the Chicago colorway, which I guess is a decent ode given that it's a very classic colorway for Jordan, obviously, right? But you can clearly see the differences here. He really upped his game on these. But with him being from Illinois, you know, makes sense, I suppose. Plus, I think this shoe lends itself better to the mismatching laces as opposed to the whites. And then with the upgraded UNC colorway with the updated mesh on the toe box, plus how clean it looks for summer, I was just like, I got to get all 3. This being a European exclusive, why? I don't know, but what you gonna do? Still dead stock, still haven't decided what special occasion I want to wear them. Still would love Virgil himself to sign these if I could ever meet him someday, but we'll see. These are still dead stock as well. And you really got to give him credit for, I know he wasn't the first to invent mismatching laces or, you know, highlighting laces, but he definitely brought it to the mainstream. I don't know that there's any debate about that. So for that reason, had to go with the 1 orange and 1 green. Keeping the hand tag on, obviously. You get the, sideway Nike Air branding, and then the exposed wings. This was also a new touch that has carried over into multiple new models, like the Rookie of the Year. You get the off-white branding on the side and the extended deconstruction look, which we start to see with like the not for resale Jordan 1s and multiple other ones, but that's just how it goes, I guess. So when we look back, we're gonna be thinking about this shoe as the one when we want to remember this line. So for that reason, I gotta put it 1A, but I'm telling you, man, that Presto is slept on. I shouldn't say slept on, it's clearly not slept on, but as far as like the top of the line, as far as this line goes, it's literally 1A, 1B. With that said, I think we've gone through the entire gamut here. I'm excited to see what Virgil's gonna do next, but yeah, that's my rankings. Don't at me or at me. I don't give a boo. With that said, we'll see you next time. Peace.